All right, what is going on, all you gardeners out there? Okay, so I did a fall treatment for lots of moss, and my nuking program is really good. Like, everything is getting black, fertilized everything, so it's gonna be beautiful come next spring. However, coming back here, got a problem. We were tracking in some iron, and it's caused iron stains on this rubber matting. So we're gonna try and fix that today. This is like the first time. It's first week of December here. So lawn got nuked pretty good, but this we're gonna have to fix. And I'll show you what we're gonna be using. Okay, so there's a number of things that you could use, but the most common thing is oxalic acid. Now, not really sure where the good ones are on in Canada here, but in the States they have a product called Rust-Aid. You can buy this only at their Home Depot out there, and this stuff apparently works like magic within seconds. So I'm going to be applying that full tilt. Again, oxalic acid is the main ingredient in this thing. Just got to get sprayed on. So we'll show how it's done and go from there. All right, so always wear safety gloves, eye protection, but when handling chemicals, but I'm pretty confident myself, just only for the beginning part to make sure I don't get anything on my fingers here. And it says just pour it directly in the full thing, no questions asked. It's like in chemistry. Has a very interesting smell. Yeah, because you don't want to get any of these things onto your hand, right? So just have one there. I ordered 2 of these because don't know how many treatments we're gonna need, but anything extra will go back into its container. Usually one full backpack should be able to do about 2,000 square feet of spray. Put that back on. Oof. Oh yeah, they also say probably wear a mask too. Won't lie, it smells. Okay, let's go. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is just doing a quick little test spot here. So I'm picking out this corner, so we want to get a close shot on this corner. I'm just going to put a little bit on here and see what happens. So just a little bit there and see if we notice anything. So it takes about 5 minutes or so to see, and just have to kind of wait a little bit. So this is a rubber matting, so we'll see how it goes with that. Okay, so we're just gonna time this off on 5 minutes. It's been just over a minute here, so we just have to see how this reaction takes place, and I'll continue the video on the next clip. I'll let you know how long it passed by. 4 minutes, and you can see there's like a little bit less, but what we did was just kind of scuffed it with our boots, but on the surface it looks like it's already lifting. So we're just going to apply the whole treatment on everything else here, and then give it at least 5 minutes for working time. It may need a little bit longer, but we'll just pressure wash everything, at the end. So let's go. Okay. Thanks. So we've just been about 6 minutes in. You can see it's already working. So there's some stubborn areas that'll need a little bit more application, but for the most part, it's actually working pretty good. So we're 50% there, and it's only been about 6 minutes. Look on the side of the house here. We're not even touching the pressure washing yet, but it's already looking way better. So it's been almost an hour and did a little treatment here, so it's significantly better, but we're still not done yet. So a lot better, 50% better, but because this is rubber, concrete's underneath, so this is very absorptive, so that has to be a good layer of water underneath, I presume, if you're going to try and treat this. Otherwise, it just goes right through and doesn't percolate the stuff out. Doesn't percolate the stain out of the rubber, because it's all floating. So yeah, we're going to give another shot with something else soon here. All right, we're back. So looks like Goof Off did some work, but not enough. But it's also important to make sure you moisten the area before doing any applications and clean the area, and then you can apply. But we're back. Gonna try Barc F9 and gonna go half and half on this stuff and give it a good nuke and see where it goes. And after that, we have an alkaline solution we're going to apply after to make sure it neutralizes all the acidity, because oxalic acid is acidic, right? So we want to make sure that we neutralize everything after we finish. So we'll do a little bit of a show and tell as we go along once again, and this is round 2. Okay, so we're just soaking everything again. Make sure there's some good moisture on here. Doing a little bit of the prep work there. All right, so here we go. Let's try this. We apply it on there, and apparently we should wait about 15 minutes or so between applications. See how this works. It's a lot more stronger, hopefully. Yeah, sorry about the squeaking. Okay. All right, so we just did 3 treatments on this rubber, and here's what we got. It's looking a lot better, a lot better. I mean, we got to do one more treatment on this thing, but from where it was, you remember that corner right there? It's like way better. So one more treatment, I think you'll be good to go. The tire tracks that were here, they're disappearing, are almost gone. So again, just one more. Again, it's colder temperature, so temperature might be affecting everything, but wow, what a difference. Yeah, I see a lot of videos with rust stain removal of concrete and wood and everything. No rubber pathways. So as far as I know, we're doing this one the first time because there's nothing on the internet and there's definitely nothing on YouTube or anything to explain how to do this on rubber mats. So it's a learning opportunity for everyone out there and also here too. But we're getting it done. All right, so after about 8 applications and quite a bit of product, because this was quite the stain, this is what we got. Clean, spotless. No tire tracks anywhere. Pressure wash this, and we're just gonna put some alkalinity solution on there, but just absolutely perfect. Yeah, working on the rubber is not easy, but it's perfect. So yeah, there we go. Just what we're gonna be doing at about a 1-to-4 ratio. I'm putting this stuff on, and it should be good. But otherwise, that's all we gotta do. Cleaned it all off, and I'll do a follow-up video on the whole experience and what we did and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, have a good rest of the day. Hey, John from JF Head Shipping here. So just following up with you guys on the lengthy video with some pictures about this whole rust stain removal thing. Now, just a couple things I want to point out. On YouTube, I watched a lot of things about rust stain removal, and everything was on concrete, stucco, or maybe some wood, everything on the exterior on a hard surface. But I've not seen one or anything on Google about how to remove rust stains off of rubberized concrete pathways, patios, or driveways. So this was something new for me. And to be quite frank and honest with you, I researched a lot of products out there, and so I kind of narrowed it down to 2 products. One was Goof Off Rust Stain Remover, and you can buy that at Home Depot. And the other one was White Ox, which is a powdered form of oxalic acid. Now, Goof Off is fluoric acid and oxalic acid, while White Ox is all about just oxalic acid powder being mixed with hot water and then blended in. But I received White Ox late. So the first product that you saw me using in the video was Goof Off, because that was the first one that I used, and you just pour that thing straight in. But again, I'm dealing with a rubberized pathway on top of concrete. Now, applying this stuff under 2,000 square feet, 2 gallons should suffice, going full strength. And I did both gallons, but I only managed to get maybe 45, at most 50% of the stain removed. So it wasn't like what I saw on the YouTube videos where everyone's like, oh, this is really good and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Like I don't know how it had to do with the porous nature of the rubber, because it's not like on top of concrete when you put it on. It can actually flow through, so a lot of the stuff runs off. And also the timing of the season, if you're in late fall, early winter when it's cooler, the chemistry of reactions happen slower. So anyways, I use both 2 gallons on the rubberized pathways, and again up to 45 to 50% maybe worked. Other than that, I had to wait on white ox, which I ordered from the States, to come in. So I spent about $125 on the Goof off with delivery to get shipped to me from the States. And I'm like, okay, well, that was probably a waste of money. White ox I didn't get until a little bit later, but at customs they ripped it up open to see if it was maybe a drug or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was a farce. But anyways, I won't go there. So the application was done of the ferrous sulfate heptahydrate in the middle of November, but the procedure to repair was done first week of December. So Goof off again, 50%. Maybe it took off. Not a good investment. Then I located a local supplies company that supplied F9 bark. And so I was told, okay, well, you can apply this on anything, but let's just go 50% of the F9 to 50% of water, so half and half. So I bought 2 gallons, cost me a little bit of money there, probably around $200. And then I applied it, and so from that 50%, maybe another 50% came off. So I'm already into this about $400, right? And then I decided, okay, well, it worked a lot better, and I need to get this thing corrected ASAP while we have some drier conditions. And so I got another 5 gallon, so it cost me over $300 just for that product. And I used 3 gallons of that at a 70 F9 bark to 30 water, so 70% to 30%. And so overall, I used 5 gallons of F9 bark, but it did the job, right? So, you know, you have to kind of spot test, try out things and everything before you start applying. So F9 is very good, but it took a little while. So, you know, if I looked at everything, you know, you gotta wait 5 to 15 minutes for things to work. Temperature and timing of season is very important. But this is the very first time I've seen anything, or I have applied anything on a rubberized concrete path, because there's no videos on it, nothing on Google. If you reach out, you know, maybe you'll get a rubber pedal of a cycling bike somewhere on the internet, like I looked at, and they did something totally different now. So anyways, I can tell you right now that F9 bark does work on rubberized pathways, and when it comes to you, it already comes in an aqueous or liquid form. So all you gotta do is just pour it in and then mix it with how much water you want, you know. And this was like a level 3 stain, so it was really heavy, really oxidized, and so I just ended up increasing it at the end of the day. Long story short, it all worked out fine. Everything is like better than brand new. And once we finished doing the treatment, we pressurized everything to make sure we got rid of the solid form of ferrous oxalate, which is when the chemical reactions, there's a double displacement reaction that takes the stain and turns it into solid form, and then you pressure wash that off. It looks kind of white, like as if you originally put iron down. Yeah, then after everything got pressure washed, I put on this neutralizing soapy alkaline film, you know, to kind of make sure that I don't destroy the grass anymore, as well as the rubberized mat. So long story short, I was in it for about $700. Didn't even get to use my white ox, but these repairs are very costly. Why? A, it's the lack of information of what you gotta apply things on, and secondly, it's the chemical. It's expensive. So if anybody out there is looking to get rust stain removal, don't look for a cheap job or program. It does cost a lot of money.
So if you got about 2,000 square feet of rusting to be removed, you can look anywhere between $1,200 and $1,500 plus tax to get done, because there's a lot of waiting time. There's the labor effort, and especially the chemical. That takes about 70% of the budget right there. At the end of the day, though, I could probably say I'm the first one to do a rubberized covering of concrete video right now, because I looked everywhere. So I hope you enjoy. Like I said, it'll take you about a full day, a lot of product, but it'll look better than you. So thank you very much for watching this, and I hope it helps some of you people out there. Don't be afraid to take on risks, and focus on fixing things, especially if you kind of like messed up a little bit. But this is the first time I've ever done it, so like in 4-H, learn to do by doing, and hopefully you improve. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good rest of the day.